I want to talk today about money, as usual. However, as it relates, and I'll probably stay on this one for a few days, as it relates to being very clear, very aware of what it is you want. So I'm a little torn, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. So I have been listening to The Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. Yes, I am plugging it because the book is fabulous. I mean, when I tell you, one of the times I was listening to it, it had me in tears because I was like, oh my God, I have so much more work to do. Like I always tell you, I always think I've arrived. And well, I'm not silly enough or dumb enough to think that I have arrived anymore. I used to get to the point where I felt like I had figured it all out in one area or a particular area and I could move on. And God would be like, yeah, no, boo. You have more. So I hadn't thought I had arrived, but I thought I had it more under control than that. And she pretty much was, no, you don't. And so, but something else she brought up, because I know you're like, well, what is this? If you know, you know, it's always gonna connect. But she was talking about goals and affirmations, and this is not the first place in these recent weeks that I've heard this about affirmations. And I can understand it to be true. So I want to talk about clarity of what you want as it relates to every facet of your life, including your money, with a preference or perspective linear to your money. Like everything, we're gonna relate everything to your money. But one thing she said was, you shouldn't get so laser focused and obsessed. And this is going to be we're going to work through this together because like I'm telling you, this is the first time I've heard this. You shouldn't get so laser focused and obsessed with an affirmation or a goal, right? And I'll explain what I know thus far. And I'll explain how this has played out over years in my life. She said you should be very clear. Some of this I'm ad-libbing, I'm adding. You should be clear about what it is you want because the desires of your heart are what you desire, and that's what you desire. And a lot of times we push that away. We said, and we find ourselves in miserable relationships. And then we look back and we're like, I ain't even really like him. Like, I ain't like her like that. Or, we settle for jobs. I've been stopped settling for jobs. I remember the feeling of settling for jobs. Or we don't ask for the contract, or we negotiate ourselves down in a contract. I've done that. Now I just shut up. This is my price because I'm always trying to help people. So I've been and told you, so I don't say nothing. This is the price. We're not doing this. But what she said was release it. Now, Deepak Chopra, another one of my favorites. And if you are hearing these names for the first time, you're in the right place because this is what we do in the membership group. This is what we talk about because we are expanding. And Deepak Chopra, if you don't know him, find him, figure him out. Also said, we should release. Eckhart Tolle, we should release. So we're talking about goals. Yes. Eckhart Tolle, that's where a lot of these people come from. Somebody said, I love Oprah. I kind of like you. And yes, a lot of these things, because I love Oprah. If you're trying to get to millions and billions of dollars, she's done it several times over. So I watch her. And I don't mean just view her stuff. I study her. So if she co-signing, I'm like, oh, let me go see what Deepak's talking about. And these people have not disappointed. Not everybody. Some people, I'm like, what? Oprah, really? But these are amongst my favorite. And every single one of them talk about the act of release. So what I want to talk about is getting very clear about what you want. And then all 2022, we're going to practice the act of releasing. Clarity, we're going to get very clear, and then we're going to release. Now, I've practiced this before in my own life. And so I kind of knew this, but then I get obsessed with my goals and my affirmations because they make me feel good. But I remember writing down goals. When I first got featured on iHeartRadio, I wrote down, this is when I first started my business, all of the things that I wanted to accomplish early in my business that people literally told me I would not accomplish, especially that early in my business. I had a lady who was doing similar work. Say, girl, you're not gonna get on the radio. I knew you lying. And so I wrote these goals down, and one of them was I wanted to be featured on a radio station on a regular basis so I could access and reach more people that I may never come across doing speaking engagements or at that time social media. And I got featured and I released it. I literally forgot that it was something that I desired to do. And I got the offer. I didn't struggle, strain, obsess, resist, anything. I forgot. I made the ask, I put out my request, and I forgot. And it worked miracles, right? So with goals, I think it's super important. I'm still going to go back to being very clear and writing out what you want. And clarity around what you want also gives you direction and perspective. So in the next 30 days, I want to, and it has to be realistic for you. Not that it can't happen. You can ask for $1 million in 30 days. Many of you don't believe that can happen, so it won't. So it has to be something for you. I want an extra $3,000. I want to make this, I want this to be my first 6-figure months. Whatever is believable to you. And don't get so busy outlining how it's going to happen, because that also can be a resistance. Like the universe may have an amazing plan, and then you're saying, but it has to happen like this. I want to make this inside of my business in the next 30 days. This is what I want for the next 6 months. This is what I want to see in my business for the next 6 months. I want more customers. I want to sell more products without stressing and straining. I want to outsource. Like, really start to design your life. I'm re-listening and rewatching The Secret. I talk about all of this stuff in the book club. All of this stuff in the book club. And we have a webinar coming up. But all of this stuff, I said book club. The book club is inside of the membership group, because you really need to, I don't come from, and if you don't like that I come from a spiritual, holy, elevated, expanded perspective when it comes to money, I may not be for you. And I am starting to accept that I'm not for everybody, even though I am absolutely amazing. That's fine. But I do believe that in order to heal your pockets, you need to heal your heart, your mind, your spirit. And so get very clear about what it is you want, and dream. Like, go to those old desires that somebody told you. The good thing is, when somebody told me I couldn't do it, I was like, girl, bye. You must not know me. And she did. And I was like, damn, that's cold. I felt like she was hating. So I didn't absorb it. But sometimes it's your mama. Sometimes it's your cousin. I've had those too. And so get very clear about what it is you want. If you want to make 6 figures for the first time in your business in a month, be clear about that. What does that look like? And not so much what products and services so much, but what does it look like with you spending that money? Like, you have to see yourself being a millionaire. You have to see yourself making 6 figures. What would you do with it? Like, if you're going to just hold on to it and be scared of it, you don't need it. So it's not going to come to you. But what would you do? What kind of life would you live? And so get very clear about why it is that you want these things inside of your business. The business is not the end all be all, I don't think, for anyone. I don't have any of my clients say, I just want to work until I die. I want to make as much money inside of my business so I can work some more until I die. It's usually, I want to help my family. I want to be the first millionaire inside of my family so we can build a legacy. I want to leave properties to my kids. I want to travel more. I want to not work one day. That's what you need to see very clearly. Why am I doing this? Like, what is it that I want? And many times we say we want the business, but that's not what we want. That is our means to getting what we want in a less stressful way, doing something that we enjoy. I want to help 7 more clients this month. Literally. I want to help 7 more women expand their businesses. And if you hit a list, don't judge me. It's not, it's the Invisalign. I want to help 7 more women individually inside of my business, 10 more inside of the membership who become individual clients, to expand their businesses, expand their mind, and expand their pockets. and understand that they can. A lot of the work that I do, if you ever watch my receipts, view my video testimonials from clients, it's usually that I help them figure out or refigure out that they could. I don't have a magic wand. I guess I do. This is my blessing. This is my skill. This is my talent. But I help people figure out that they can, and then help them see how they can. And then, I'm really good with strategy and numbers. I'm not going to lie to you. And then we can configure exactly how you can. But a lot of it is moving people out of their own way. That's why I come from a whole life perspective. And so get very clear about what you want. Because like I said, we'll say, oh, I want to make $1 million this year. Why? What would you do with it? Where would you go? Where would you live? That's where you really need to get very clear. What does that look like for me? Like, one of the things that financial freedom looks like for me is I change my glasses all the time. And let me tell you the funny thing. When I was more limited and restricted in my mind about my money, I changed glasses, I think every 2 years or whatever. And I spent a ton of money on them. Now that I can afford to buy these expensive glasses every couple of months, I actually found places where my glasses are less expensive, and I buy like 6 or 7 pair a year. So you see me change my glasses all the time because I really enjoy it. So that's one of the things it looks like for me. I like I like diamonds. You saw I paused for that one. I like diamonds. I like my hands to flutter a bit. I like gold. Like, people like platinum and, white gold and all that. I still like yellow gold. It looks really good on my skin. So financial freedom to me looks like a pinky ring. But what is it? Everybody don't want that. Like, I do. It looks like a nameplate that say Dr. Square. A little cute little dainty one. I used to have a really big one when I was younger. I'm from New Orleans. Like a big one. But now, I just do a little bump up. And being able to do what I want. So that's what it looks like to me. And that's what you have to get clear about. And it comes through your actions. Like, I posted something, you can't just sit around and being clear, which it will pull it in, but then you have to go out and go about your life and go about living. And that's the release part. So inside of my business, this is what I want to see. I want to sell more products. I want to do more braids. I want to bake more cakes. I got to put my bake in now. I want to, tow more cars, whatever it is that you do. I want to, attract more clients. I want more 6-figure clients. And then very clear, I want more 6-figure clients. I work with women that are already making money. I do. One, because if you're already making money, you can pay me. I can help people who are just about to start making money inside of the membership group. That's part of the caveat of the membership group. But individual clients who I take to 6 and 7 figures are already making some kind of money. I only had one person, and she was still making money. She was making about $30,000 when we started working together. And we started working together, and I was her life coach and then transitioned to her business coach. But in that time, even during the transition, I brought her or helped her. It wasn't just me. God was in that. From $30,000 to multiple 6 figures. But she was still making something. I mean, you can't come broke. I mean, how you going to pay? My price is my price. However, get very clear. So I'm very clear that individual clients have to already be doing something. I can't, I could take you from something to nothing, but how could you pay me? Like, in the membership group, you can go from 0 to 5 figures. And then you can go to the next level and work with me individually and go from 5 to 6 figures. That's what it's designed to do. It's designed to support you as you're figuring it out with some things that you don't necessarily need to sit one-on-one with me. You can sit in a group setting and learn from each other and learn from me and have the resources and work when you get home from your 9 to 5 in your building. But you get very clear about that, and your products will reflect that clarity. Your services will reflect that clarity. Your brand will reflect that clarity. And then you understand that this is my vehicle to get to my freedom. For me, it's financial freedom, being able to live wherever I want, being able to buy my daughter a luxury car when she starts driving. Why a luxury car? Because other cars break down. I want some, like, I ain't got to do nothing else. You hear your key, we ain't got to do nothing but do an oil change and some tires. And so be clear about what you want and zone in on the movements attached to that. But then once you're very clear, you don't obsess about the actual target. That's what she meant. See, y'all help me figure it out. You don't obsess about that. I'm getting chills, and I said it. You don't obsess about the actual target. You get busy about being in the journey and being here every day and putting that one foot in front of the other every day, understanding what the desire is, but not being like, oh, I got to get it. I got to get it. I got to make it. I got to make this money. I got to, that stress and that strain is what keep a lot of people broke. Oh, Lord, how am I pay my bills? Oh, Lord. You release all of that. And then you move one foot in front of the other and you get serious and intentional about the journey. And you release the goal, knowing the goal is there. Sometimes you forget. Those are even better. You don't obsess about the outcome, the end point. You get busy about the journey. And that's how you get what you want. This is what I want. Like somebody right now is saying, I want to be an individual coaching client for Dr. Square. Release it. You put it out there. That's what you want. Release it. And get busy about moving in your day and being intentional and present in your day and realizing you're going to attract everything you say you want, bad or good. Man, I'm always struggling. You're going to attract that. Man, ain't nothing good. You're going to attract that. Man, my life is winning. I have an affirmation right now that is a part of my journey saying my life works out beautifully. And it actually has been. There's been very little struggle or strain aside from the ones that I've created with my mind, and I'm overcoming those.